Hey, Loco sports fans, you can hear the sounds of Friday night coming over Wes's end. He's live out on the Isle of Ladies where Thomas Hayward pretty much in control in one of our big games of the night. I am headed home from Hardyville where the Canes on top 21-6 going into the fourth quarter. But we got a bunch of good games going on around the Loco, including Bluffton leading Bay River 21-14. Max Araj out there trying to get a signal. And what's happening over there on Ladies Island, West? What's happening, Wes?
Thomas Hayward in the red zone again, trying to add to the lead. It's 42-19 after Nick Underwood scored for the BA Eagles. But a long kickoff return sets up another score as the Rebels extend their lead. It's 48-19 over the Buford Academy Eagles. And this one has been an offensive clinic tonight by Tonio touchdown alongside the run game, and Colton Young has done his part alongside Banner, picking up chunks of yardage, but the passing game has worked as well. A couple touchdown passes from Aaron Bogus, and it has been quite the effort on the road as Thomas Hayward putting the finishing touches on a region championship in style here as Colton Young puts his way in for a 10-yard score.
Yeah, looking to get Max back in here. He was with us momentarily before we went live, but his signal dropped out. That game, Bluffton May River, is live on WHHI and on their YouTube channel. When I get back to my home studio, we'll be able to pull in the feed and keep tabs on that. But at last report, it was 21-14 Bluffton, and
it is now tied. It is now tied at 21.
Tied at 21 now. Okay.
Yes, with about 7 minutes left. Last update I saw 21 all over in May River. So as much as we expected it to be, it is lived up to the hype right now. It's going down to the wire, and huge implication on this region standings as Sharks still alive for that region title if they can win this one, but they'll need to have the tiebreaker go in their favor. And obviously, you got to take care of this one against the Bluffton Bobcats, and back and forth kind of game. Looking forward to seeing the finish of that one. But this one is all Thomas Hayward. The ground attack has been lethal, and Buford Academy, they fought their way back admirably. They're down 21-0. They made it a 21-13 game. Dietrich Schufert with a touchdown pass to Fripp in the dying seconds of the first half to cut it to 8, and it looked like it was going to be a ball game in the second half. But Tonio touchdown with a long run to start off the second half, and from then on, Thomas Harris controlled the play and been rock solid offensively, putting up 49 points. And Buford Academy has had no answer defensively.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like. Thomas Hayward's defense was going to be able to come up with more stops than BA's would. That Thomas Hayward offense is a handful to slow down when they get rolling.
And it hasn't just been O'Banner. I mean, everybody's been a key part of it. I mentioned.
Yeah, I saw they have Nick Robinson back as well.
Yeah, Nick Robinson, that was a key addition, but Colton Young has really been efficient. I'm trying to pull up my stats and on my phone and talk at the same time, but it's not that easy. But yeah,
you're
Colton
doing
Young.
yeoman's work, brother.
Yes. So he picked up a rushing score most recently, but also the passing game has been cooking tonight. Kalen Fripp and Donovan Robinson both with touchdown receptions. So the passing game, which we have not seen as much of, it's mostly been the high-powered ground attack of Banner and company. The passing game has been excellent as well for Thomas Hayward, and they've been taking what the defense has been giving them, and Eagles have had no answer tonight. 49-19 as we are around 8.5 to go. 8.5 to go in the fourth quarter. It looks like it's all but locked up for Thomas Hayward to walk away from Ladies Island region champions.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see that Skiza 1A bracket when it comes
Right.
out and see what the matchups are, because it's a good chance that there's some rematches of games we saw in the regular season, because there was that 1 week where almost everybody in the region played across to the other region. So we've seen a lot of cross-divisional matchups. Almost everybody's played Dorchester, and somebody's going to play them again.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see that bracket when it comes out, which we should have it tomorrow.
Yeah, and we can kind
Um,
of see because we have the other region in
right.
progress as well, and you can kind of
Should be able to figure it out maybe at midnight.
basically
But
because it's a lot easier compared to what it was last year with the 1 through 8 kind of thing. Now it's just it's region finish, so much easier to determine who finishes where. As I look up at the other 1A region.
it's very clear to probably have it over
Yeah,
to us before the show's over.
yeah.
But
But
looking around the other
it's
region,
not that it's not that difficult. Basically, we got Williamsburg
right?
and Dorchester playing for the region championship, and then Carolina Academy and Lee are playing for third place. And that's pretty much it. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not
So it
not too
shakes out
difficult
pretty
to
clean tonight.
make that one out.
Thank
So
Lord.
yeah,
Well, it's a
so
little more
Buford Academy, if
complicated
they
in
lose this
Region
one,
6
yeah,
4A.
they would go up
A
against the
little more
loser, or
complicated
they
in
would go up
Region
against the
6
winner.
4A because we still have. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
still have
BA,
another
if they're
game
getting two
next
seed, they
week.
would play the winner of the Carolina Lee Academy game. And then the Thomas
Correct.
Hayward would face the loser of that one. They would face the 4 seed. And that's kind of how it will shake up for this region. Hey, Max has joined us from the Shark Tank, and boy, we
Looks
got a
like
good
it.
one.
Yeah, he's getting connected over there. He's trying to at
I'll
least.
tell you what, the service over there at May River, it's not ideal.
It leaves
It's
something to
far
be
from ideal.
desired.
And we're still trying to feed here from Max. Meanwhile, the
But
Eagles.
I will say, regardless of how that game turns out, we've still got some intrigue in that region because Hilton Head taking care of business tonight, along with Bishop England. So Bishop England is going to be sitting in the clubhouse with one loss. May River
They
trying to
are.
join them, but Bluffton trying to be in the one-loss club going into next week's game against Hilton Head. So
Yep.
still a lot of moving parts here in Region 6 4A.
Right. Right. And Hilton
Have we
Head is
got you,
taking care
Max?
of business over there at Buford.
Yep.
Seahawks up big over the Eagles, so they're doing their part. And then Bishop England is rolling as expected over Colleton County as Dietrich Schuford throws to the left side. It's complete over to Hawk. Hawk has been a key factor in the receiving game. He's probably got at least 10 catches in this game, it seems like. Number
Oh, wow.
7. Yeah, he's been a
Hope you
factor.
had him on the over in your parlays.
There you go.
Max, we got you, buddy? Max, bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Buford rolls to the right again.
Max not getting
And
a
the pass
signal.
is complete and striding into the end zone for a touchdown. It's Nick Schuford. It's the Schuford connection here at Ladies Island. Dietrich Schuford to Nick Schuford. It's a BA touchdown.
Little Nick with the TD. Garbage time TD. Thomas Hayward still in control over there. Battery Creek taking it on the chin at Hanahan tonight. Whale Branch is in a fight with Barnwell, down 21-14 in the fourth quarter at last report. Hardyville up 21-6 when I departed. Allendale was driving, but it was about to go to the fourth quarter. Hilton Head Christian was up 29-3 on Hilton Head Prep at halftime. We haven't heard anything on that one since then. JP2 was down big, 62-20, I believe. And now it sounds like there's still no action happening over there in the tank. Cordell Holly was down with an injury just before we were going live, Max said, and we just saw a comment come in that he is still
Oh,
injured and still
goodness. I
down.
have to.
So
Oh,
unfortunate situation over
Yeah,
there, and we wish you for the best for Cordell Holly as that game
that's not what we want to
continues here
see.
at May River.
Yeah, so they may have to potentially bring some medical personnel to check on. I mean, just tough to see that for a guy who is such a key factor in this Bluffton offense. He kind of opened up the run game. We talked all about him last night in the preview,
Sure did.
and certainly someone who you can ill afford to lose if you're the Bobcats, is they are locked in a 21-21 tie as of last reports, and it could be an important factor going forward if they are without the services of Holly. And wish him all the best, and just unfortunate to see a potential serious injury in a game like this. So sending all our best wishes to Holly and the Bluffton Bobcats, and hopefully learn some hopeful good news soon as they check on Holly. But over here, 49-25, 49-25. Thomas Hayward probably expecting an onside kick. There's still 6:39 to go, but long road to come back for VA. They're still down multiple possessions. It's a 24-point game. And Thomas Hayward will recover the kickoff. And Josh Gibson with a lot of green grass, and he's still on his feet. Josh Gibson has been a lethal return man for
Yeah,
the
yes.
Rebels. And
He's been unreal.
yeah, but you
Uh,
talked about the litany of weapons that they have, and we've seen Gibson, we've seen O'Banner, we've seen other guys as well. I mean, it has been
yeah,
a powerhouse offense. Just
absolutely.
overwhelmed
Kellen
you for
Fred
Academy
gets
tonight.
involved sometimes. They've got a lot of guys that can hurt you. And now with two different looks they can show you at quarterback, it's even more
Right.
interesting,
Yeah.
So looks like Max trying to rejoin us once again, and I'll be in studio momentarily. Back in the hood now. But no, Patrick Henry was winning big over Andrew Jackson. So it looks like they'll lock
And
up
we
that
have a
number 4
final.
seed.
We have a final from Ladies Island, the Hilton Head Seahawks, with the 29-11 victory over the Buford Eagles.
How about that?
Solid road win for the Seahawks. Will improve to 3-1 in region play. We'll await the Bridge Bowl next week.
That's a great win for Hilton Head. It's been a great season, and they're going to have a chance to at least grab a share of the region title next week. Although,
Right. Although
if
Bishop England would have the tiebreaker. If Bluffton
yeah,
wins this game, Bishop England is your region champion. But if May
correct,
River
they'll be the
wins,
1 seed.
it will get a little interesting with that game
You guys
still
hear me?
tied between the Sharks and the Bobcats. And
Yes,
there we go.
we can hear you, Max.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Well, before I lose connection again, it's a bit spotty out here at May River. The game has been paused for at least the last 15, 20 minutes. Cordell Holly went down with a head-on-head collision. The ambulance is currently on the field, and he is being put in the ambulance as we speak, and will be heading over to the hospital. Sounds like he's okay. He has his fingers and toes are moving. I think it's just a really bad stinger and probably a concussion. So hopefully best hopes here for Cordell Holly as they will try to get this game back underway with 6:46 left in the fourth, and it is a tied ball game, 21 all between May River and Bluffton.
Sending our best wishes to Cordell. Just that's what you want to see, especially in a big game like this, and hope for a quick recovery for Holly and give all the support his way. And it's tough when you're in the middle of such a key game, and you're contemplating something you never want to see out on the field, and now you have to reset. Both teams will as you get ready to resume, and we're still in that delay as they continue to tend to Holly, and so continuing to send positive thoughts his way. But over here at Ladies Island, it is all Thomas Hayward over Buford Academy, 49-25. As Rebels look to eat away the rest of this clock, but Buford Academy's defense trying to find a stop and at least trying to get a little bit more life here. But a long way to come, and it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time at this point. Just 4.5 to go, and they're down 3 scores. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much looking like
So
Thomas
they're
Herrick will
gonna.
be your region champion
Yeah.
over there
So
in 1A.
Over here, game's about to get underway, but they're going to allow the teams to get warmed up, stretch, and get ready to go again.
All right.
Bluffton will have the ball, and we'll see what they can do here. See if they can drive down the field with 6:46 left to take the lead and potentially win this game and make it interesting. This is an interesting game. Both teams have one loss on the year, so this is a
A
big
lot at
game.
stake. A lot at
Yeah.
stake in this region, and the emotions have got to be riding high right now, especially for Bluffton after you see your guy being said to and helped into an ambulance, and now can you use that inspired nature and that emotion to a good effect as you get ready to get back to action here. And so I'm very interested to see how both teams approach it, because it is never easy just mentally to get back into a game after seeing your teammate, or even from May Rivers' case, one of your neighbors, it's right across the street, a fellow local guy,
Hey,
and here we are.
Big
We are
Justin's back in the building.
back in here, and yeah,
So,
just
Justin, I don't know if you heard all of that with Cordell Holly, but he is in
I
an
did.
ambulance. He has been taken off the field.
yeah.
And so currently the Bluffton and May River teams are getting stretched, getting back and ready for this game. We sat around for about 20 minutes. We weren't sure how bad it was. It was a head-on-head collision, just a helmet-to-helmet, an accidental helmet-to-helmet, not something that
Right.
was on purpose or anything like that. But yeah, very unfortunate situation. But it sounds like it was a stinger. I'm sure he probably has a mild concussion, and so he is done for the rest of the game, obviously. And now Boston's going to have to figure out who will be their running back here as they get ready to go with 6:46 left. And it is 2nd down and 9 for Bluffton.
All
It's going to be
right.
a
I'm
quite a
going to try to
finish.
get that feed pulled up here from WHHI, and we'll try to get that going for you once they get the game rolling again here. But also catching up on scores. You guys said it, but final 29-11, Hilton Head over Beaufort. Hilton Head Christian leading Hilton Head Prep 48-13 in the 4th. Looks like Williamsburg is leading Dorchester 38-14. So it looks like Patrick Henry will go to Williamsburg, and that would mean Colleton Prep will go to Dorchester after they just beat Dorchester, right? So that's interesting.
Man, that first round is going to be a
Um,
ton of fun next week.
there we go. We got action back in the tank. You got 6.5 left still over there. I got a lot of time left. Looks like I'm having some gremlins. But let's see what other scores we got here. I'm trying to get them all updated. 29-11 Hilton Head. Oops. I'm updating my ticker. We're back to football. Bobcats with the ball, midfield.
How will
We've got
Bluffton respond after losing such a
yeah,
key piece of the offense? And they have the passing game that's been working for them throughout the season, but losing a guy like Holly could be a major difference. Not
it's
sure
just a
who's going to
tough
be the
thing
guy that will step
emotionally
in. Yeah,
from
that's
Mounts
what I was
Point
talking
from.
to Max about while you were on your way back. Is that
Yeah, I
just
heard
the
that.
emotions have to be at a tough level right now. I mean, you're still thinking about just how hard it is when you
Your
lose a
guy.
teammate
Yeah,
like
just
that to injury, and such a key part of the offense, such a key part of the team, and now you got to reset and play football again, and that's not an
right.
easy thing to do at all. And for May River, just how do you respond seeing somebody from the Lowco having to deal with something like
Oh,
this? And
there's another big hit.
oh, but yeah, I mean
And
the emotions and the emotional response by both coaches and all these players. I mean, you really dig deep in a game like this, tied up with 6 minutes to go. It's kind of who wants it more at this point.
Yeah,
Who's going to dig
guys,
in the hardest?
we got
Yeah,
another
this
yeah,
is
negative from
Tyler
Boston
Wolf.
here.
Tyler
oh
Wolf is
goodness.
down. He took a shot there. I mean, again, clean hit, but it was a shot.
Buford Academy has possession, but they're running out of time. They're down 24 points and just 3 minutes to go, but trying to at least make it more respectable as this game
Got a couple
comes
of
to an end.
finals for you here. What's the score over there, Wes?
49 to
49 to.
25. 49-25, Thomas Hayward.
And here, let's see. We had
That
a
was
update. Yeah, 48 to 3, Hilton and Christian. We're updating our ticker here in real time. Um, let's see. Pinewood Prep and JP2 probably in for a landing by now. Yep, 69-21 the final in favor of Pinewood Prep. That offense looking nice going into the playoffs.
Finally, perhaps
Patrick
certainly looking
Henry.
at like the favorite right now to win the 3A championship, but I would never count out Hilton and Chris County, especially if they earn another opportunity to see them and even going towards the semifinals if they see a team like Wilson Hall. I think you're starting to see an improvement from that side. I don't think they're at the same level as Pinewood Prep, but I certainly wouldn't entirely count a team like that out as they get ready to embark on a postseason run. Ron Peduzzi's team seem to always produce the high level when they get there, but certainly a lot of
Better believe it.
questions to be answered.
And now a final from Colleton, Bishop England, 35 to 6. So we are
Bishop England
all
is
of them
in
are
the
final
clubhouse.
except for
They are the
this.
leader in the clubhouse.
Indeed, they are a leader in the clubhouse. All right, so I think our ticker is all up to date now. Also, a final, couple other finals. We had Hanahan 48-13 over Battery Creek, Barnwell 21-14 over Whale Branch, a final. Also had a final on who else? Patrick Henry 34-0 over Andrew Jackson. Let's see. Here goes
Yo, Javon
Aiden
Livingston, how
McCarthy,
you
tuck and
doing,
run.
my dude?
What's Javon
I'm right
got?
there to the sideline.
Yo, what up, Javon? We'll have to see if we can't get Javon to come talk with us tonight, but he probably busy.
Oh, and a catch. Oh, it's dropped. I thought Nick Schubert had that one, but could not hold on. 106 to go, and Buford Academy trying to continue to battle here, but all
What's
too
the
late
score
at
at
this point.
Hardyville?
21-6 at last report, but I'm about to try to get a new
Okay.
an update.
Yeah, Thomas
I'm
Hayward's
trying to.
defense has just been another level. They've been able to get the necessary stops, just like we said in the preview show last night. I'll tell you that Dietrich Schufert has played a strong game. He has competed really hard tonight, especially with how they responded at the end of that first half to cut the lead and really make it interesting, but unable to sustain that in the second half. Thomas Hayward doing to play
See the
some
Mid
really
River
solid
girls
D.
golf team getting some love on the
Congratulations to
WHHI
the Sharks, the
broadcast.
Lady Sharks.
Well deserved. Oh, we got a final from the Ville. Canes win 21-6.
Go. How about that? The
Let's
Hardyville
play
Hurricanes.
the sound. Yeah,
Oh,
Canes
another
win
sack.
21-6 on
Thomas
homecoming.
Hayward.
Band was amazing. It was a great night. Great night in the Ville.
Yeah, just an awesome season for Hardyville. And a lot of
Hey
progress
man,
made throughout this year.
3 dubs in year one. We'll take
That
it with
is
the adversity we had to
that's
endure, the
fantastic. That's a
number of
great
guys we
building point.
had.
Yep.
And you,
Did
I showed you my guy
Hampton play in the night?
Kamari's debut on the D line last week. This week was even better. He was a menace. absolute menace. Hampton, no, they had the night off tonight. They had the night off.
Okay.
Indeed. And there's another smack. But Shuford was able to relay it before he went down, and Nick Underwood
We are back
carries
to
it
action
forward.
in the tank where
Just 4
Max is
seconds to go.
looking on. Aiden McCarthy scrambling. Oh, are you pushing him the wrong direction? Supposed to push him back on defense. It's like getting a man in a rundown, running him toward home. Bobcats are in that weird situation right now. They want to score, but they don't want to score too fast.
Right. You only give
They'd like
maybe a
Oh
little too
boy.
much
they'd like
time
to be
here,
kind of plotting
especially
about
with
it.
the way that Shark
Getting a
offense can
little
operate.
chippy out here in May River. A little
You don't
chippy.
Third
say.
down.
Foul against Thomas Hero will be 15-yard
Yeah,
penalty.
watch this
Automatic
play.
first down.
Yeah.
With the Eagles.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
flag
Oh. Yeah.
slide.
That'll. That'll do it. That'll get you a flag most of the time.
On third down, not a smart play there.
No, it really wasn't. Really wasn't. Gonna back them up. You know, the craziest sequence, and you guys have been out of games, and Max, you weren't over there yet, but I was watching the end of the first half of this game on my way to Hardyville after coaching softball, and saw the crazy sequence where it was tied at 7. Bluffton completes a pass to Carnell. He makes a crazy slices and dices his way down the field for a touchdown. It's called back
All right,
on 2 penalties on the
they're gonna
same
go for the
play.
field goal here.
So they go back 30 yards, and then the next 2 plays later, Carnell to the end zone again.
Yeah,
Then
fellas, you're
there
gonna
was a
go for
muff
the field
punt.
goal here.
Got a field goal try coming.
Field goal try
Ethan
coming up here.
Cartmel.
So
Ethan Cartmel.
where are they at right now? I don't know, man. That's a decent distance.
And that is a wrap from Ladies Island. The Thomas Hayward
And it
Rebels
is
roll to a region championship.
good.
They defeat the Buford Academy Eagles 49-25.
So we're about to
Watch
see the
this
field goal
goal
try.
from the top.
44
My
yards.
goodness, what a kick.
44 yards
You
from
spoiled
Ethan
it, Max.
Cartmel.
Oh, my
And it is
goodness.
good by
It
a
is
lot.
good.
Good by a lot.
Ah, what a
Bobcats go
clutch
up
kick there.
3.
Bluffton takes the lead,
Bluffton.
but as I said, we have a final. Thomas Hayward Rebels, the region champs in 1A, 49-25 over Buford Academy. Excellent effort defensively and just clinical on the offensive side of the ball. The run game was terrific. Tonio touchdown and company, but opportunistic passing as well. And this offense is churning heading into the playoffs.
What a kick indeed by Ethan Cartmel. And I've seen him getting some looks, some invitations to come. He's been visiting some schools. You know, kids worked hard at making himself into a great high school kicker, and he comes through huge tonight. All right. So we've got now the Sharks will get it back with 3:56 left. The Bobcats will have to kick it off, and we'll see if May River can put together a sustained drive. But man, what a great sequence from Bluffton to be
Yeah,
able to
right,
rally
especially right
after the
after you.
injury
Yeah, I mean, to
and put points on the
rebound
board.
quickly after you see
Ooh,
those emotions run at such a tough level when you lose a guy like Holly and you come back, put together an excellent drive, and kick a go-ahead field goal on just a beautiful 40 yard boots.
44 with
And
much
it
to
could have been
spare.
good from 50. You think it could
Oh,
have
it
been
had
good?
a
Yeah.
lot to
Yeah.
spare.
Yeah.
That was impressive. So the Bobcats on top by 3, but this one not over yet. Running down some other scores in the same region. Hilton Head 29-11 over Buford. That's final. Bishop England 35-6 over Colleton. In fact, I think this is the only game that is not final, if I'm not mistaken. Hanahan 48-13 over Battery Creek. Barnwell 21-14 over Whale Branch. Hardyville 21-6 over Allendale. That is final, despite not saying it there in my ticker. Thomas Hayward 49-25 over BA. Hilton Head Christian and Hilton Head Prep. That one, I don't think we have a final yet, but it was 48-3 last report. Pinewood Prep defeats John Paul II 69-21. Patrick Henry shuts out Andrew Jackson 34-0. Cross Schools 48-18 over Conway Christian.
Stingrays.
So Stingrays get the dub. Guess what? Both teams going to the playoffs in 8-man.
Heck yeah. Hey, you
Conway
get to play an
Christian
extra
hasn't
game.
won a game since 2019, but they're going to the playoffs.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure indeed. Live from some wrestling matches. That would be cool, but also difficult because I don't know about you, but I can't ever get a signal in any of the gyms. It's next to impossible.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Beaufort's Own will have some live wrestling coverage this year. And we'll definitely have the Loco grind to tell you
Start
all
up
about it.
soon. Yep.
Yeah, speaking of which, Coach Rutherford from Battery Creek named to the North-South All-Star coaching staff this year.
Great
So
to see that.
was cool to see.
Fantastic.
Very good to see. Wrestling and basketball practice start Monday. It's that time. So looks like we gotta
Winter Sports
talk with the
is
officials.
going up.
Yeah, Beaufort's Own. He says he'll be doing some wrestling. Gonna have wrestling in the Ville. Coach Gearhart's in the building now. We got the mats ready to go. All right, we got explanations galore over here. Let me fix my ticker. That one's a final. Canes for the dub. And let's see if we've got a Hilton Head Christian, Hilton Head Prep final yet. I haven't seen it yet. Should be any minute now. Inside 3 minutes to play. Bobcats lead the Sharks by 3 in the tank. Last game going in the Loco. Sharks, you see how they run it up to the line, get it going fast. Bobcats have been pretty good on D tonight, managing to hold them under wraps. But they need one more stop to get a win. May River's got a pretty good kicker as well, although don't know that he's got quite the range of Cartmel, but they don't plan on using him. They would prefer to put it in the end zone here and get a dub. And Bluffton lost in heartbreaking walk-off fashion last week, giving up a late touchdown to Bishop England. Lost 28-24, and they are set up for a very similar outcome tonight if they can't get a stop here. It's the same scenario, up by 3 late, trying to hold on, and we'll see if that defense can come up with the stop this week that they could not last week. So Bobcats trying to stay in the region title hunt. If they were to win and then beat Hilton Head next week, they would be the region champs with one loss. No, that's not true because they would be tied with Bishop England, who also has head-to-head. So yeah, Bishop England with the Bluffton win tonight. Bishop England takes the #1 seed with a May River win. Then you'd have Bluffton or Bishop England and May River in the clubhouse at 1 under par, so to speak, 1 loss, and they would be awaiting the outcome of next week's game to see who else might be at 1 loss. So it's still very much dependent on the outcome of this one, and then no matter what happens here, there's going to be stuff to be sorted out next week. Although the 1 seed could be settled by then.
Right. But say Bluffton wins, then it'll be the Bridge Bowl will be for the 2 seed, which would be a lot of fun, honestly, because that means you get a home playoff game if you get that 2 seed, and that's big. So even if the region title is locked down before the Bridge Bowl, I mean you still got a heck of a region implications at stake. Oh, what do we
Gage
got?
Duncan
Oh,
bouncing
Gage
outside,
Duncan.
1 man away. Jake Sowers pointing out that it's Buford Brawl 5 tomorrow at the Foundry. Gonna have a couple of former Loco wrestlers, Elmer Linares and Antonio McKnight, making their debuts. Trig Tennant, who we had on the show, the last Buford Brawl, is going to be fighting again. So looking forward to trying to get over there for some of that action. I want to see Elmer and Antonio fight for sure. Definitely want to see Trig fight again. That man put on a show in his debut. That was a great fight. Should be a good card. Sharks are driving here. Good stop right there. Although, did he pick up the first down? No, going to be short. Going to be third and short here for May River. Definitely. You'd think it's 4 down territory, most likely, right there at the 30. I don't think their kicker's got 46, 47 in him. So I think they'd have to get it
Yeah, I
closer
would
than that.
agree
But they're
with
going to get the
you.
first down.
Yep. No, that's a moot point now with May River driving. And how much time do we get?
We're in. I think we're ticking down close to 2 minutes here.
All right.
Inside 2 minutes,
Oh
1:15.
boy!
So
Wow.
I don't know how many timeouts they have left. I guess we could get the call from. There we go. Our friend Marcus Walsh on the call, along with Daniel Court. May River down to the 20. Boy, you could not ask for more than what we've gotten out of this game tonight.
Everything could have hoped for and then some in a region matchup in one of the games we've hyped up since the beginning of the year. And it's lived up to all of our expectations. I'm sure Marcus Walsh's as well.
Oh man, he's been hyped up all night long when I've been listening. Absolutely loving his life as he calls this game. But coming down to the wire, we're going to see what happens. But as I said, Wes, and I don't know if you were on your way to the car at the time, but Bluffton lost in just devastating fashion last week on the last drive of the game, and it's setting up for the potential for that to happen again here. So this defense definitely been there before and trying to bow up and get a stop and get a win. But been a heck of a game tonight with those two. And sometimes these games don't live up to the hype, but definitely is tonight. And here comes May River back to the line and spinning, but nowhere to go. Big
Keep
defensive
control of that
play
football.
by the Bobcats.
Hold on to that football tightly at this point.
No doubt, because
Trying to
you
get
are
through
in
it.
reasonable field goal range at this point. Be looking at about a
Now, do
36
you
yarder.
take a chance here? Do you pull out one from the hat and try to throw a pass play, or do you try to keep it on the ground and just at worst try to force overtime with a field goal?
If I were to pass, it would be a play action bootleg thing that has a RPO option or a just get rid of it quick out of bounds option, and live to fight another day and kick that field goal. Because you're definitely in range now where he should be able to put it between the sticks. You're down to what do we got, about a 32, 30, 34 yard light field
Never,
goal. That's
never automatic at this level. I'll tell you that.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it is.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
reasonable, so you don't need to
Right.
take any unnecessary risks. You definitely like to get 5 more yards. You'd much rather get a touchdown. But yeah, DC's on the play out. I like play action rollout where Macy can chuck it out of bounds if he needs to. He can tuck it and run if it's there. Because if he just gets a first down and gets out of bounds, then they've got another shot to go at the end zone. So, but they are going for it on 4th down. So, timeout. Somebody called timeout. Timeout.
Trauma building over at the Shark Tank.
Interesting though that they're going for it there on 4th and 2 rather than try a game tying field goal. I think I agree. I think
Yeah.
you trust
Yeah.
this offense to
Like I
get
said,
2 yards,
that just
and then the field goal's still
depends
on the
on who you have the
table.
kicker. Right. Right. And you got to really trust your blockers to get yourself 2 yards in a do or die scenario like this. So that depends on what you
I
think of
mean,
your kicker and you think of what you can. I mean, you'd expect more times than not on a 4th and 2 with solid blocking. From what we have seen all year,
yeah.
May River would have a great chance to pick this up. So we'll see if they continue to show that philosophy.
And they are an offense that is built to get 2 yards on 4th
That's their
down. I
MO.
mean, that's the idea for this offense is to always get two or three. So you got to like your chances. You get to read it at the line of scrimmage. Um,
They wanted the Sugar Bowl in the 27-3 win over Georgia. Oh my
oh,
God! And it is
stuffed.
stuffed. Ball game.
The Bobcats
The
have
Bobcats
won the
get
football game.
stopped, and the
Stopped them on
Bobcats,
4th and 2.
Hayden Gregory, the defense steps up.
Hayden Gregory comes into the Shark Tank and
Oh
makes
Wow. Back to
my!
back
Another
wins in this
monster
rivalry.
road win. Another
wow, and it
monster road
really
win for the
makes this
Bobcats.
region much more interesting, doesn't it, Marcus?
And Tanner's 1-for-1 this season, and it was
Oh
from
my!
38. This would have been inside of that, and you have to wonder
Oh, there will
if they will
be
second
definitely
guess
questions left at the
the
table.
decision.
Yep, yep. And hey, I don't. There, it, I kind of regret it a bit if I was May Rivers head coach Bonneville in that situation. But at the same time, I mean, if you don't pick up 2 yards on a fourth down late in the game, you don't
That's
deserve
it.
to win the game.
They
I mean,
live and die with that run
all right.
game. They
I mean,
had
take your
confidence they
best
could get
shot,
two
go down
yards.
swinging. You don't want to go down swinging, but at least, you
Just
know,
didn't handle the
yeah.
football.
Yeah, just
Just didn't handle
execution.
it.
The execution wasn't there. I think the call was right. They just didn't execute. I
Yeah.
would have taken that over, you know, at this level, you can never expect a 32, 33-yard kick unless you have a top-notch kicker, and those are hard to come by. So I don't mind the decision, but you just got to execute. And, you know, just you go throughout this entire
Here's
game.
our guy, Brady Satcha, right in
You
the
know,
middle of it.
Bluffton was able to find the execution throughout, and just you go back to that end up being the game-winning drive, that field goal, the 44-yard kick, and the plays that went before it to set up Bluffton with an opportunity. But just some terrific play from Aiden McCarthy and that Bluffton offense doing enough to put themselves in position to eventually win this ball game. And so the Bridge Bowl next week will be for the number 2 seed in
Yeah.
the Region 648. Congratulations to Bishop England, your region champions.
Nobody picked that going into the season. I promise that. There were a lot of teams people had picked ahead of Bishop England, and those guys somehow
Yep.
come out and get it done. That's a scrappy team.
Yep.
But wow, wow,
Heck of
that
a game.
I'm
Heck
still
of a game.
processing the end of that
Oh my
game. That
God.
was wild. All the things you expect to happen on that last play, that is not it. Didn't
Yeah.
get the handle.
All you need is
So
2 yards.
unfortunate for May River. Bluffton
Yeah.
knocks them off.
Heck
They
of a road
will.
win. Two phenomenal road wins. You go back to the one over Beaufort, and this one, but man, England, and man, I would have loved to kind of, you know, it's still a lot at stake coming up next week, and it should be a really fun
So
environment back there at the Bobcat Den.
May River slides to
Yep,
the 4 seed, right? Because they've got 2 losses,
I believe, because they'll be
but they lost to both.
three and
They
two, and
lost to
then
both the teams
they
that
lost
are
to
playing
Bluffton
next
and
week.
they lost Tilden. So yes, the Mayor Sharks, yeah,
They'll
that will put
slide
them
all
at
the
the
way to the
4 seed.
4. Wow.
Wow, so they go from potentially winning the region all the way to 4. That is
Yeah.
brutal for the Sharks,
I
because they
mean,
will
we told you
have to,
before the season this
yeah,
region was going to be crazy, and that you wouldn't be able to predict what was going to
because they were
happen
the
from week
favorite
to
two
week.
weeks ago. 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago, they were the favorite. Goodness, that's the fun of it right there.
They were
I mean,
kind of a
that's what we
soft
expect.
favorite. They were kind of a soft favorite, but they were the favorite after they beat Bishop England, which nobody else had been able to do. They looked
Right.
like the team, but
Yeah.
and man, didn't get any help from anybody else. They needed somebody else to beat Bishop England, and didn't help themselves. They needed to beat the Sharks tonight. So huge win for the Bluffton Bobcats and Hayden Gregory, 2 in a row
Yeah.
against the Sharks. Big
How about
time.
that? I
How
mean,
you
getting it done
cannot.
at home, but then doing it on the road the next year against a Mayor team that's better than they were last year. Quite frankly, you can't really argue with that. They've been a better team, and Bluffton came in and simply beat them. They won that game. They were. I don't think they lost that game. More so that Bluffton, they won it. They put together the clean drive. You know, able to set themselves up a chance, and then their kicker delivered for them. And so that is a grown man kind of win, and that shows so much maturity out of this team. And going to be a lot of celebrations with Hayden Gregory and that group. Man, that what a hire that was! What a tremendous home run hire, hiring at bringing in a guy like Hayden Gregory, because you just look at what he's done so far in a couple of years, and how he's transformed that program to be competitive year in and year out in a region, and not just that, but the lower state in general. And I think going out of this victory, he just continued to emphasize how important that decision was to bring a guy like Hayden Gregory to this program.
Yeah, man. Uh-huh. It's a huge win for them. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, I'm efforting guests at the moment.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, that just
Multitasking.
shows a ton from this team. Especially you look back losing the week prior, or losing recently to Bishop England, and then coming right back around and
Yeah,
find a
lost
way to
last
win a
week,
close
a
game. Yeah,
heartbreaker.
last week, and then you come right around and win a big game like that. I mean, that's
Well,
not
and
easy at
again,
the
they
high
were in
school
the
level.
same scenario at the end of the
Right.
game, the same score even,
Yeah.
24-21,
Yeah.
trying to hang on. And last week they couldn't. This week they did. That's growth. That's what you love to see as a coach. And Coach Gregory is going to be fired up, and I think they're going to have him live on WHHI here in a little bit. Coach Bonneville giving a rousing post game speech now, and I'm sure telling them that it ain't over. You got to get up, and you got to go to work, and you got to go
And
back, and
you're
you got to
still
fight.
gonna have a chance. Hey, you get that week off to get ready for the playoffs. You're gonna have to go on the road against a good team, but hey, the pieces are there, and they still can show that they can play up against anyone in this lower state, and you still have a chance to because the playoffs are really when it matters. You want to get high seeds as possible, but and so much parity with this, not just region but lower state in general. It's certainly a much more of an uphill battle going forward for them, but it's not out of the question for maybe to pull an upset. We'll see how the bracket shapes out as
Certainly
we
not.
still have another week before playoffs begin with the delay due to the hurricane, which will, that's why we have the Bridge Bowl next week coming up on the 8th to close out the high school league regular season. But just signature win for Gregory, another one. I mean, we talked about it last year, but now they do it
Yeah,
again. That just speaks volumes to that team. It really does.
this was a huge, huge win. It really was. I mean, this was. We talked about it last night, but this was the best game, the most competitive game between the two best teams that we've seen in this series so far. And I think it's just going to keep getting better. I think we got through that initial period where there wasn't really enough talent to carry two programs for a few years after the split, and so Bluffton was really strong, and then the pendulum swung the other way, and now it's kind of settled in the middle where
Yep.
both teams have enough talent to be competitive week in and week out, and it was a high level football game tonight. So love to see it, man.
It's a
Just a
win,
great
a big
game.
win for the
You
Loco.
do. Yeah,
It-
you do. Obviously, you hate to see the injury to Cordell Holly,
yeah,
and
that's
hopefully
that's
that
not
was less serious than it appeared. Anytime you've got anything involving the
and
neck
certainly
and the
that could be a
spine,
big
you've got to
factor
be very
next week
cautious.
against Hilton
Yes,
Head. Without their go-to running back, they'll have to find ways to potentially replace that void in the run game because he was so important.
and he
And
was big
think,
tonight.
yeah,
In the first half, he was really softening up the middle of that defense and creating some
right.
space for the passing game to give Carnell and Ulmer and them some room to work. So they really need him. They rely on him. He's become an integral part of that offense. And really, I think that's the difference between them last year and this year is that the offense is just a little more well-rounded, a little more fully formed, and he's the big part of that. So hopefully he's going to be okay. You'd almost be surprised if he's able to play next week at this stage, based on the apparent severity. But sometimes with those deals, like you said, it's a bad stinger, and the what he's experiencing is consistent with something very serious, so they have to treat it as such, and they have to be really cautious and go through all the steps. But hopefully it turns out that it was mostly precaution and not as serious as initially thought. And you hope he can be back on the field real soon, because that's the one thing, man. I love this game. I love it. I've
I
loved it since I
still,
was a little kid, but it scares the hell out of me too.
yeah,
And it really does. And especially when kids you care about are playing the game, it's a horrifying thing. I know some moms really struggle with it, and you see stuff like this, and you see why. So hope Cordell's okay. Yeah, great night of high school football in the Loco. Haven't shouted out any sponsors at all. My bad. A little bit chaotic tonight, but we'll get to them. We got our OG sponsors are All Stars Mickelson Law Firm. They've been with us since the beginning. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. But they can help you with all your legal needs. They're right in downtown Bluffton. Mickelson Law Firm, best in the Loco, and just the biggest supporters of local sports and Loco sports. We appreciate you, Mickelson Squad. We've also got our MVP sponsors, apparel partner Base Hit Life, great baseball and softball themed apparel. Plus much more. They've got hats, shirts, hoodies, cool stuff over there at Base Hit Life. So go over there and live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Homegrown home inspections, best home inspector in the Loco. If you're building a new home, you got to have their phase inspection. They'll check on it every step of the way and make sure it's built right with homegrown home inspections. Hospice Care of the Low Country, official hospice provider. They're providing palliative care, hospice care, free grief counseling, and much more at Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. And the USCB Center for Low Country Hospitality Education. Coach Beach, congratulations on another win tonight for the Hilton Head Seahawks. Tough luck that Bishop England got the region title from you, but a lot to play for next week. If you want to learn more about the Island or Bluffton, you can sign up for the Island Ambassadors or Bluffton Ambassadors program, and we'll teach you all about the history and culture, and help you find out how you can get more involved with the USCB Center for Low Country Hospitality Education. Those are our MVP sponsors. Wes, what do you know, man? How's the drive from Ladies Island going?
it's going right. Actually,
It's a long haul.
what a night of football. Obviously, not the most competitive, not the most competitive game where I was over at Blaze Out, but still a big statement made by Thomas Hayward.
Yeah.
They just look miles ahead of me for that. I feel.
Oh, we're losing Wes on his drive home, so I'm gonna hold court with myself.
EPA just couldn't find that
Oh, there he
stopping.
is.
I mean, it wasn't
Here
just.
we go.
Make plays. Well, you certainly did that. I mean, I
There's
think
Carnell
you
Warren
had a whole season's worth
and
of highlights in one
Hayden
half.
Gregory
And
as
in
we look
fact,
in
probably the
live
most
on
spectacular play got
WHHI's
called back on a
post-game
penalty.
interview.
What a game. Just give us your thoughts about how it all played out and what your contribution to your team means.
Coming in the game, I think that
Gregory's amped up. He
we
can
just
barely
played
stand
well.
still.
Like Coach Gray said, everybody getting hurt was tough, but we just battled back and just got it done. And I feel Aiden had a really good night. Looking downfield, throwing the ball, everything was good. So
Yeah, it's hard to make those spectacular catches if you don't have a quarterback putting it on the money, right?
yes, sir.
Tell us real quickly about that play that you picked off. Should have been an interception there in the end zone, and you just went and grabbed it.
Aiden put it somewhere where I can get it, and I got it. So simple as that.
It's that simple, folks. We're going to give it back to Marcus to take us out.
We will see these guys next week with Bridge Bowl Take 3, Hilton Head, Bluffton at the Den. Thanks for joining us in the Bluffton Bowl here tonight. The final score, 24-21, Bluffton over May River. They go to 6-5 versus the Sharks all time. For Daniel Court, the rest of our crew, I'm Marcus Walsh. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Hilton Head at Bluffton next week. Bridge Bowl Take 3, only on WHHI Sports TV. And until then, so long, everybody. Have a great night.
Go Bobcats.
All right, that was fun. Looking in live on the WHHI post-game interview with Coach Gregory and Carnell Warren getting a huge win tonight. What was that?
Yeah. We appreciate Marcus does, and also for coming on every Thursday night for our preview show to help us out, break down the games. It's always fun to have him be a part of this, especially these guys.
Well,
For us,
starting to get gremlined over there, Wes. But The number 1 seed in the region will go to Bishop England. 2 seed and 3 seed will be decided next week with Bluffton and Hilton Head going head to head. May River will be the 4, and then we'll have to wait and see if we get Beaufort into the playoffs based on the RPI. Battery Creek is going to be the 4 seed out of their region after losing to Hanahan tonight. It looks like with Timberland beating Woodland tonight, looks like it will be Woodland at Hampton in round 1 in a rematch of last season, a game where Hampton just absolutely beat the doors off of Woodland in what was expected to be a big showdown. And the Wolverines didn't really get off the bus. So we'll see what happens over there this week. What was that? You're breaking up on us, Wes. But Hampton will be the number 2 seed. Whale Branch will be the 3 seed out of that region. And then let's see, Hardyville will be the 4 seed. Ridgeland will be the 2 if they, as I presume they will, finish off the win next week against Allendale. But we got a guest joining us now in the studio. We got Kamari Brown, my man from the Ville. What's going on, Kamari?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up?
You were feeling a little under the weather this week. You took some cold medicine last night. You're kind of dragging this morning, kind of feeling rough this afternoon, but went out there tonight. Your second week playing down on the defensive line at all of about 140 pounds and just wreaking havoc in there, man. Tell me about that transition and how the coaching staff came up with the idea to put you down, put your hand on the ground and let you go, run around the big guys down in the trenches.
Man, it's fun being down there with the big boys, man. But the reason why it all started, we was they needed a scout defense one day the week we played Branchville, and I was like, I go to D tackle, and I was just killing them in practice, so he gave me a chance to do it in the game come Friday against Branchville.
Well, you were in that backfield all night tonight against Allendale, getting a big win, 21-6. You guys suffered through a tough losing streak where you had a bunch of injuries and we're down to 13 guys at one point playing against Bamberg, but got a huge win last week against Branchville, and then come out and get the win tonight on homecoming. Just tell me a little bit about the way that this team was able to fight through the adversity, keep your heads up, keep playing, and go get that big win last week that really turned your season around.
Last week we were just killing it in practice Monday through Thursday. We was just hitting like full pads, just hitting. Everybody was going straight contact, and everybody just brought the same momentum to the game on Friday against Branchville. And we was we it was a close game against Branchville, but we came out on top, and we just all fought to the end.
Tonight was much of the same. Got on top early. Couldn't really pull away. Allendale came up with some big stops a couple of times to keep you from putting more points on the board. Kind of a just back and forth scrap, but able to get the dub. What were you guys able to execute tonight? Who got in the end zone? I didn't get to see any of the touchdowns.
I got in for 2, and then Dylan had got in for 1.
All right. All right. So Dylan Pryor, a couple touchdowns tonight. Had a huge catch last week to set up that big kick by Ephraim. So
Yes,
you
sir.
guys will go into the playoffs as the 4 seed. Have to go on the road, play number 1. I think it's going to be Lakeview. But after last week, I mean, do you guys doubt that you can do it? You went on the road and beat a top 10 last week. You feel like you can do it again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That ranking stuff, it don't mean nothing. It's just a matter who won it the most when it come out on Friday.
Amen to that. So shout out some of your boys who came up big tonight.
Tonight we had Jay Ferg, we had Tukey, Trent, we had
Jonathan.
yes sir, yes sir. And then we had some DBs came up clutch, and
Trent was
Maley
all
stepped
over
up.
the field tonight. Trent was getting after it. Trent Alston,
Yes
he
sir.
was fired up tonight.
Yes sir.
Uh-oh, we got angry fans in the comments. They want to fire a
Yeah.
coach tonight already. There we go. They're getting fired up. But no, Kamari, congratulations, man. How cool was it to be a part of homecoming in Hardyville tonight? First one in what 12 years since we had a homecoming there. Been a lot of firsts this year. It's been pretty cool. What's it feel like to be a part of a new program?
Yes, sir. It's fun because even although that it was tough this season and we took we took a couple of L's but we still had people that came out and supported us.
Yeah, great support tonight. Band sounded good. It was awesome.
Amazing. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
band sounded amazing, right? Good stuff. Yeah, the
Yes,
Bill
sir.
brought it tonight, but well, hey man, I just wanted to give you some love. I appreciate you hopping on with me. You want to talk about some other games around the area? Since I don't got a co-host right now, you co-host it. I'll give you a grade in
Uh,
media tech for this. Bluffton beats May River 24-21, and this is what our people are upset about over here. He wanted him to kick the field goal. They had it on the 19 or so at the end of the game, and had a chance to tie the game. Went for it on 4th and 2. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. So they fall
I
tonight
mean,
in a
me
tough one.
me personally, I thought May River was gonna win. May River was hot all season.
I did too. I thought they were going to take it tonight, but Bluffton came up big. Unfortunately, Cordell Holly got hurt, so we hope he's going to be okay. Hilton Head beat Beaufort 29-11. Bishop England over Colleton 35-6. Hanahan beat Battery Creek 48-13. Barnwell barely beat Whale Branch tonight 21-14. Hardyville with a dub 21-6 over Allendale Fairfax. You driving through the streets of the Ville right now?
Yes, sir. I'm about to me and Jay Ferg about to go get some food.
Going to Waffle House? Going to Waffle House?
Nah, no sir.
Patrick Henry blew out Ajax. Cross Schools with the big win over Conway. Hilton Head Christian big win over JP2. Yeah, they did. They did fumble the ball, and indeed, prayers for the young man. And congratulations from your girl and mine, Miss
Miss
Priscilla D.
Priscilla.
Miss Priscilla with a shout out. Shout out Jay Ferg. Great game, buddy. And driving the car. There
Yes,
he
sir.
is. There he is. Great win. Great win for the Canes tonight. Appreciate you, boys. But yeah, on to the next one. You guys go to Lakeview in 2 weeks, I guess. You get next week off, and then on to the next one in 2 weeks. So back to the drawing board. Basketball season's delayed, boys. We're going to the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach G says he wishes
I'll
he was
talk to you
there. He was
later
on
on.
Marine duty tonight. All right, y'all boys get some food, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good morning, Brown and Joseph Ferguson checking in from the Canes' big win, and here I sit with no co-host. So everybody is en route back to their abodes, and so I suppose we'll bring this thing in for a landing. Didn't really get to any highlights tonight. I was coming in late and didn't have time to process the video, but we'll have them on Loco Lights on Monday, and then we'll roll through some highlights. Just as I was about to call it a show because I didn't have anybody to talk to, look who it is. It's Max Araj.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Hi. Hey, I'm doing good. I'm just gonna wait here because the parking lot is at a dead stop getting out of here. So,
Believable.
but oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure I called it last night. I said Bluffton would win by possession, and sure enough, they did.
You did. You called that one. You also
what
said
a-
Battery Creek, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, that's a tough loss for Battery Creek. Well, yeah. Anyway,
You were a little off on that one, but
yeah, I was. Look, I can't say enough about this Bluffton team, man. I mean, you lost Cordell Holly, then you lost Tyler Wolf for the rest of the game. Those are two players who are keys to this team, and to lose that, but still win this game is showing just how good this Bluffton team is and how hard they fought in this game. With the way that Cordell Holly injury took place, and just standing around for 20 minutes, and so you're kind of cold. You got to get warmed back up, and prayers for Cordell. I hope he's okay. Because that was a pretty nasty hit he took. But I mean, look, in the end, Bluffton was the better team. I mean, they did what I said they could do, and that was
they
being
did.
making sure that run game would not be effective. And sure enough, it really
it wasn't super effective. Look, the defense didn't break, but they did bend. They bent, but not
Yeah.
broke that
Well, I
defense.
mean, you're going to
And
give
it's
some up. You
yeah,
just
you're
got to
gonna
get
give
off
some
the
up,
field.
especially against May River and the way they run the football. But
Yeah.
Bluffton, for the most part, really stopped that run game effect from being effective, and that was really good to see out of them. And it gives me hope, and I'm excited for this game next week between Bluffton and Hilton Head because now,
Yeah.
this is intriguing. This game will determine who finishes at the second spot in the region because I think Bishop England
Sure
has
will.
locked in the
Yep.
first.
Yep.
So look, it's a great win by Bluffton, and what a way to finish it off. Stopped on 4th and 2, fumbled, recovered by Bluffton. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way to
Fumbled
finish the
it.
game.
Didn't
But
even get the playoff. That's what hurts,
I
man.
mean, just
Lost in
this
the shuffle is the 44-yard absolute hammer by
yeah,
Ethan. Just
yeah,
killed it.
absolutely, yeah. Look, there's a senior class here at May River that are special. They really had to go through the ringer to get to be the successful team that they are this season. They've had some okay seasons in the past, but not great seasons. This season was really special for May River, and I think they're going to be, okay. But again, like I keep telling people, like if they had a passing game to go with that great running game,
Uh-huh.
it could be
And
something special.
and I just kept expecting to see it emerge, and it just didn't. It
It
just
never
wasn't
did,
there. I thought it
and
would be
I think
there, and it wasn't there. Um,
agreed.
so now, we can't really project who they're gonna play, who anybody's gonna play in the
No,
playoffs at
not
this
yet
point, because
there are
May
still
River falls to the
Pistons. Yeah,
4, so they're gonna be in that RPI grouping from 10 through 15. Presumably pretty high in that RPI grouping. I don't think there's going to be a lot of 4 seeds ranked as highly as they are in the RPI. So I think they might be the 10, and they'd
yeah,
play a third place team. So it could work out in their favor where they might have a decent run through it. I think you want to be. I might want to be in the 11 spot
yeah, yeah.
because the 11 spot you play a 3 in the first round, and you play
The other thing
the
is
third
the other
ranked
thing.
3,
Yeah,
and then you would play the third ranked 1. I mean the third
yeah.
ranked 2. No,
Well, I
yeah, the
mean,
third ranked
yeah.
2, and then you would
The
play the
other thing
third
is
ranked
there's
1.
still parts of the lower state region that have not finished up games yet. They
Correct.
still got games to play because of all the
Yeah,
hurricane and
we're not gonna
Helene and
know
stuff like that.
for a
So
while.
we won't really know until the end of next Friday, come Saturday morning. We won't
Right.
really know what's going on. So look, it's a tough loss for May River, and this is a May River team we have talked so highly about this season, and I'm still going to talk highly about them because it wasn't like it was a blowout. It was a very, very
No,
good
I
back
mean it
and
came down to
forth
the last
game. I
play,
mean, this was
literally.
yeah, it was the last play because granted, May River could have gone, for the field goal, tie it, make it go into overtime,
Hmm.
but they thought they had
Probably
enough
should
to
have.
get it on 4th and 2, and I thought they did too. And unfortunately, the fumble occurred, and it just didn't turn out the way they hoped it would. But look, I'm going to say this: even if May River's sitting at the 4, I am really confident in this team for May River, but I'm more confident in Bluffton right now. And I said Cordell Holly was going to be the key to this game, and really up until he got injured, he was the key. He was running the football very well, and May River was having trouble stopping him from running and getting some good yardage after contact. So um, he played really well. It was really good to
Yeah.
see him and the rest of the team play well together because that passing game was working as well. So, look, that was a team effort, a team win on both sides of the ball for Bluffton. Um, that's how you win a football game: stopping it on 4th and 2 and needing it to win the game.
Yep.
It's what we wanted to see out of this rivalry. This is the
They
game we
about
wanted
tried to
to
mess
see.
it up. They got a
Yeah,
15-yard penalty to make the field goal longer, but they still made it.
they still made
Um,
it. Yeah,
they got some
but
help
like
on the
the other
fumble
thing,
on 4th and 2. But man, what a game! What
yeah.
that was some serious metal from Bluffton to be able to put that
that
drive
is the
together.
game.
after the injury.
That is the game we hoped to see from these two teams. That is what you wanted to see in a Bluffton May River football game. Oh yeah, hats off to Thomas Hayward winning the region. Great win.
Impressive win tonight.
I called Buford Academy as well. I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not. A good
yeah, you did.
I
You
did
call that.
But anyway, look, this is the game we wanted to see from May River and Bluffton. We knew these teams had different looks, but both are evenly matched in terms of talent. Just really great game. And I'm so glad I made the drive over from Hilton Head Christian to watch this game. Because
Slugfest
man,
worthy of Buford Brawl 5.
This will be a game that, both Bluffton and unfortunately May River won't forget for the next year or so. And by the way, they got it. They've actually put together a trophy for this game, not a WHHI trophy, but an actual trophy for Bluffton and May River that they will pass back and forth on whoever wins and stuff. A cool looking trophy, by the way.
Very good.
But yeah, great game. I got to hear the post game speech by the coaches, and I couldn't be more happy to see the way Coach was.
Gregory's fun to watch after a win.
Yeah,
he's fun. He's fun after a big win.
This is a great game. This is the one I wanted to see, and I couldn't be more happy with how this game went. Even though May River lost, I really have high hopes for both of these teams because this was what should be, in my mind, I believe the way Bluffton's been playing lately, I would have put them, if I had the chance, in my rankings for South Carolina state rankings, honestly, because I think despite their loss against Bishop England, I mean, Bishop England's playing tougher than we expected them to be. I'm intrigued to see how Bishop England does in playoffs. I'm intrigued to see where Bluffton sits after next week's game against Hilton Head.
Right.
And Hilton Head, man, Hilton Head's another great game against Buford.
Another
My
win.
goodness,
Another
that
nice
Hilton
win.
Head team. This is going to be a
Speaking
great
of
game.
which, here's the highlights from Buford's own.
Yes.
It was scoreless until close to halftime, and then Troy Timko.
Goodbye. Yeah, big Timko.
I think that was Timko, wasn't it? Or was that Zarnecki?
I think that's Timko. I can't tell.
It might have been Zarnecki. Oh! Getting funky with it.
They tried to trick it. Try to have some
fun.
Tried
the trickery, but the Seahawks were not fooled. It was throwing it all over the yard there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Samari trying to put together a drive at the end of the half, down 7-0. This one was live on Buford's own. And I think oh no. Oh, he almost lost the ball. I thought he was going to lose the ball there. But Hilton gets stopped, gets it back. And Jeski, oh no.
Oh my.
This is just not your mama and daddy's Buford team. It's not the team we've seen the last few years.
No. And this is unfortunate because I really had high hopes for Buford this year. And it's just like we said, it's unfortunate. They had so many injuries. Many injuries. And I feel like if this Buford team was fully healthy, this could have been a different looking region at this point of the year.
Yeah, but man, the wheels came off after the injuries.
Yeah, they really did.
Looked like it was Zarnecki powering in. Hilton Head defense, though, man, they're good. They stay on assignment. They're disciplined. They fill gaps. They get hats to the ball. They gang tackle. They're tough. They've gotten better and better all season. Good coverage downfield. Good pressure on Samari. Just not much there.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's this game is
that game next week is going to be great, man.
I can't wait.
That Bluffton Hilton Head game is going to be great.
Yeah, I almost kind of wish WSAV would actually, be there for that game, but I know they won't. And I know they were supposed to be at it the first time around.
I think they have a big Savannah game.
Yes, I'm sure they do. It's towards the end of the season over there in Georgia as well, so I'm sure it's a huge one, Savannah. But yeah, I mean, WHHI
you
will
go,
be covering that
Elias.
game. It should be a really fun game to watch. Yeah,
I believe Buford's
you
own
know,
will be there as well.
oh yeah, everybody's going to be there. It
Yeah,
is the
take your
game of the
pick.
week.
Pick your poison. Who you want to listen
But
to?
we also have other games too because next week is first round of skis of playoffs. So
Sure is.
it's going to be intriguing to see who Hilton Head Christian faces off, and it should be a home game for Hilton Head Christian. But I'm intrigued
Yeah.
to see who they end up playing. So yeah, it's going to be a big week, and I'm excited. I think I know where I'm going for a football game because I can't miss that Bluffton Hilton Head game. It's going to be so big. It will be the game of the week. Everybody's going to be there. So I'm excited for that game, and this is an important one, a really important one, and I'm kind of happy that it is such a big game.
Well, yeah.
Determine
I mean,
who sits in that second spot in the region.
that's what you want. You want the big rivalry games, especially at the end of the year, to be high stakes. It makes it more fun for everybody.
God, I hate getting out of May
So
River's parking lot.
yeah, it is a bit of a nightmare. So I would presume that they're gonna play Trinity Collegiate. That's what I would presume.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
Yeah.
Based on the other region standings.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
gonna be
presume that JP2 is going to get in the playoffs.
Really? Why?
Well, I mean, there's only 4 teams in the region. There's only 2 regions, right?
Is First Baptist sitting below JP2? Did JP2 beat First Baptist?
No, Fair Baptist beat them, but there's only 4 teams in the region. So
I
don't know how else you do
yeah,
it. Conway Christian's going to the
idea.
playoffs. Cross and Conway both going to the playoffs.
I don't know what to think about that JP2. I can't wait to see who they probably actually. Now that I think about it, would they end up playing Pinewood in playoffs? Pinewood would be the 1 seed overall, probably. So.
Well, they probably play the one from the other region, though. I think it's just cross region, so I think they'll have to go to Wilson Hall and get mollywopped.
Yeah, that's yeah, wow. Pinewood Prep and Wilson Hall and back-to-back
At least
weeks.
they don't have to do it back-to-back weeks against Wilson Hall with back-to-back trips to Wilson Hall like they did last year.
Oh God, yeah. I forgot about that.
I think that's right.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went for them.
Yeah, that's
maybe
right.
Even 2 years
I forgot
now.
about that.
Oh my.
Oh, that's interesting. It's yeah. If I'm JP2,
flea flicker.
I don't know what to think if I'm making playoffs. I just it's been so rough for them this year, despite apart from the Hilton Head Prep game, which was really the only highlight of their year.
Right.
Yeah, I guess go up to Wilson Hall, do the best you can, but
yeah, that's all you can do. Hope you can catch
really do.
lightning in a bottle.
Academy, if they do end up playing, Cruz Academy, if they do end up playing Trinity Collegiate, that could be an interesting game. Trinity Collegiate's got some good players on that team. I'm intrigued to see how that goes because tonight, despite Christian Academy just running over Hilton Head Prep, the biggest problem I'm seeing with Hilton Head Christian right now is they have a lot of issues when it comes to penalties. 2 straight games now that I've seen Christian Academy play, the penalties have killed them every time, and it's been really bad to watch. Goodness.
Oh, you're cutting out on us.
Making mistakes like they do, false start penalty, offsides, holdings, face masks, stuff like that. They're making those mistakes at this point in the season. You get to playoffs, especially against Trinity Collegiate. Those mistakes are going to get you. They're going to bite you, and you really need to fix those up before you start your first playoff game next Friday.
No doubt about it. It's the time of year where the little things become very big things and make all the difference between winning and losing. So, and winning and losing is the difference between getting to play again and ending your season now. So, we are down to it, boys and girls. We got one regular season game left on the slate next week with the Bridge Bowl, Bluffton and Hilton Head. They will be playing. The winner will get the 2 seed. The loser will get the 3 seed. Bishop England locked into the 1. May River will be the 4 and rely on the RPI for their seeding, but they'll be in. There's no question about that.
Oh yeah.
And then there's some chance Buford could slide in as the last, one of the last 2 spots. So we'll see. We'll just have to see who gets in, and it's going to be more like NCAA tournament. We're going to have bubble teams, and it's like if somebody steals a bid, so
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. But let's shout out some more sponsors and let's get out of here because I got to coach softball again at 8:00 tomorrow morning. DDS Web Design. Our varsity sponsors, we have DDS Web Design. They build, host, and maintain websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. So if you need to get found online, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs in the Lowco Frontier, Colleton, Hampton, Jasper counties, and helps us continue to expand our coverage out there and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. Dr. Ambrose Coles, our official chiropractor at Lowco Sports. He's at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Look out for big news coming from Rooted Living Wellness. And Reverence Wrestling Club is the place to be if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level this season. They're right there in Bluffton next to Planet Fitness. And Reverence Wrestling Club is the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros are with Charter One Realty. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Shout out to Daniel on the call tonight with Marcus Walsh over on WHHI. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, plus that cool Lowco swag that you can get. Go check them out over on Argent Boulevard. See what they can do for you. Jay's Barbershop has that they got the best barbers in Ridgeland, best in the Lowco. Go over there. Come out looking stylish after a great time at Jay's Barbershop. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. Hudson Seafood House on the Docks is the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus and a great spot to grab some seafood on Hilton Head Island. And if you're hungry or thirsty out in Hampton, stop by Hurricane Sports Cafe and tell them hi from the guys at Lowco. They'll be your friends for life. That's our Lowco Booster Club. Parting thoughts, Max? What do you think, man?
I can't wait for that Bluffton Hilton Head game. I know that.
Right.
From the 2 games I saw, Hilton Head Coach Academy, another good win. Granted, it was against Hilton Head Prep. Wasn't really expecting anything different. But they're going to need to fix up, mistakes on both sides of the ball. When it comes to penalties, they've made their fair share of mistakes. I know they're a young team, but they gotta fix it up. They gotta clean it up before it bites them in the butt when playoffs come around. Because you do not want to be making those mistakes in playoffs because they will eat you alive. So I need to see Hilton Head Christian Academy play better on both sides of the ball. But good win for them. Bluffton, great win against May River. That's how you want to win a football game. That's the game we've been so hyped about and so ready for. And it was everything we hoped and dreamed it would be when this game came around. And now it's so crazy because, a couple weeks ago we said, hey, May River might win this region. And now they're sitting in the 4th seed right now. It's just crazy to think about in a matter of 2 weeks.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, that, we've been saying it all season. This region is crazy. And you just don't know what it's going to be like in the end. And so, yeah, great, great win for Bluffton. Now they got to play Hilton Head, and it's going to be another tough game for them. And hopefully, I'm intrigued to see where Cordo Holly sits when this game comes around. I'm hoping he can make it back for that game. I don't expect it, but, the way he got hit was pretty brutal. To watch, and so
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's okay. Hopefully he can be ready to go by playoffs. I don't expect him to play against Hilton Head. I think they'll sit him just so he's ready to go when playoffs come around. You don't want to risk it, even against Hilton Head. So
yeah, I mean, at this point, you just got to wait and find out more info, I think, before you even think about that.
Exactly.
But
I was
Yeah.
talking with the refs, and they said he looks okay, but his fingers and toes were moving. Everything's good there, but could be a concussion. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens there. But
Yeah. Hope he's all
apart from
right,
that,
man.
I mean,
Had a
what
great
another
season.
great week! Yeah, what another great week of Friday football. Great wins. Man, Whale Branch almost had Barnwell. Man, I mean that
Very
was
nearly.
very nearly.
I had
That
a
wasn't
feeling that was
expected.
going to be a fight. I just had a
No,
feeling.
I didn't see that one coming. But I think Whale Branch is probably in the playoffs. I'm intrigued to see
They
how they
are.
can play.
Yeah. They're the 3
Um,
seed.
Hampton County had Friday tonight off, so get a bit of rest before playoffs come around. So
Yeah, they went to
there's no.
Top Golf yesterday. They went to
Oh,
Top
there we
Golf and
go.
then went to the South Carolina State North Carolina Central game and saw
Wow,
their
very
boys.
nice,
Yeah,
very
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah. Look, it's getting hectic. Playoffs are right around the corner. Skeeza starts next week. I can't wait to see what happens there. Sounds like Colin Prep will be playing Dorchester Academy again. They just played them last Friday, I think, and
Right.
Colin Prep won that
Yeah.
game. So now they got to travel back up to Dorchester for another game against them. And Colin Prep's looking very, very dangerous going into playoffs. Thomas Hayward again, region champs. Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
They'll be very strong and dangerous. Um,
Yeah, the road to the
it's,
championship once again goes through Ridgeland. So,
yeah, it goes through
um,
Richland, man, and I'm intrigued to see if Colin Prep and Thomas Hayward play each other at some point in this playoffs. If they both win in the first round, I'm intrigued to see how that goes because I think a
they would probably
rematch of the
play. I think they would play in the second round if that did
if
happen.
that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh man, if that's the case, a rematch with those two teams from very beginning of the season, it's going to be interesting between those two teams. It could be a totally different game than it was the first time around.
I
So
I think it would be a different game. I don't know it'd be a different outcome, but it's definitely going to be a different game. They're a different team than they were that week, you know.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
it'd
So
be really interesting. I'm
then
trying
you
to
got
figure
Beaufort
out
Academy.
who.
Beaufort Academy, despite the loss tonight, they get into the playoffs. They're another dangerous team.
Yeah,
Patrick Henry also gets in the playoffs too. So I mean, we got
I think BA will face who's the 3 seed out of that. Whoever won the Lee Carolina game. So I like BA's chances in that one
yeah,
for
I did
sure.
too.
And then they would
Um,
have the Dorchester. Wait. Yeah, they would have the Dorchester Colleton winner in the second round, I think. I think Hayward
again,
wouldn't.
an
Yeah, Hayward
interesting game.
wouldn't see. Yeah,
Yeah,
very.
so I mean,
Um,
it's getting there. We're there. We're here. It's it's
I
go
believe
time.
Hayward plays the Lee Carolina loser from tonight in the first round.
Okay,
Whoever
interesting.
lost
All
that
right.
game. And I
Look,
believe Whale Branch is. It looks like Whale Branch will play either Kingstree, Lake City, or Mullins. But I think Kingstree. That's fairly. That's a tough game, but a winnable game. Um, they're 3-6, but they've come on strong in the region. So yeah,
yeah,
we'll see how the brackets shake out, obviously.
it's
But
here.
it's
It's
here,
go
man.
time. It's go
It's
time. My
it is
goodness.
go time. Go
I
time.
can't. I can't be more excited. And so look, it's getting down to the wire, and it's going to be really fun and exciting to see how this coming Friday goes with the Bluffton Hilton Head game, and then all the playoff games in Skeeza first round. Um, it's a lot, and also remember Hilton Head Prep's in playoffs too, so they
Yep.
intrigued to see how they do in playoffs. And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun, and I'm super excited for my first football playoffs with Lowco Sports. And so I can't be more excited and ready to go. But
Hell yeah, man.
another great night of high school football, and I can't wait for next week to come around.
All right, here's my parting thought. I got to give a shout out to my Canes band. They were a
Yes.
little unsure at the start of the season. They were a little start of the school year, but man, they are finding their swag. They were on fire tonight. Here we go. Look at them, man. Look at him. Stepping and swinging, baby. Here's my girl Morgan.
There we go.
Maritza, London. Honesty. Raylan. And my favorite tubist, Mariana Pacheco. Yeah, Canes band rocking and rolling tonight.
Great win
Great.
for the Canes tonight.
Heck yeah. Going to
As
the
they head towards
playoffs.
playoffs, man. Oh, man. Playoff football
Yeah.
for the Ville. How
That's right,
exciting is
baby.
that?
Awesome stuff. Hopefully we can get a home game next year. But no, great show tonight. Enjoyed it. Thanks to everybody who kept us posted on what was happening around the Loco tonight while we were out at our games. Thanks to Wes, obviously, for his coverage over on the Isle of Ladies. Hope he had safe travels back. Thank you, Max. Thanks to who else got in here? Kamari and Jay Ferg for jumping in with us. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs Mickelson Law Firm, our All Stars. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. We appreciate you. I got softball in the morning and I'm tapped out. So for Max Araj and the departed Wes Kerr, who has already left us for the evening, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll be back Monday night for sure for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Not sure what's happening Sunday, but we might try to squeeze in a Loco grind, a little preseason Loco grind. Talk about Buford Ball 5 and get ready for wrestling season. I think that's in the cards most likely. So we'll see you around. And until then, go Loco.